Greetings and hallucinations, everybody. We are doubling up on Another One Bites the Dust today. I had two requests come in. They were actually on the same map, but for different reasons. We just did Zazen versus Anaril, struggling with the Cybern versus Aeon. Now we're going to watch RK4000 duke it out with TA for life. RK has had a long hiatus from 1 versus 1. Finally getting back in the game, and he wanted my opinion on his gameplay. Why? I know not, because he is a better 1 versus 1 player than I am, but I will give my observations for what they're worth, comment on his play. Maybe we can all learn something from it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and zip in here, bump up the speed, and we will get through this as quickly as we can, because we've already seen this map once today. RK doing a small bit of manual reclaim, as you can see there, and going straight for the hydro. He's going first and second land, although with the amount of P-gens he is throwing down, I'm sure that air is somewhere in the plans there. Mantis and Scout headed northwards, and Expansion Engineers. I'm going to call them Expansioneers from now on. That was a slip of the tongue, but that name is amazing. The Expansioneers are headed out to the sides to grab these mass extractors and hopefully gain a foothold that will allow for more mass income, which means more tanks, which means more domination. Sometimes I worry about my psyche. Air Factory third, and then another P-gen. I am slightly worried that TA for Life would have gone first bomber out of a second Air Factory, but it seems that this is not the case because we would have seen that bomber by now. Slight little bit of mass stall there. Too many engineers building power. When you're plus 100 power and minus mass trying to build P-gens, you may have stuck too many engineers on your power spam. That is a strong, strong possibility. And this is a smart move back here, sending both engineers to the back from different sides. That way, if a raid gets by on one side or the other, you do have a chance to recover. You can see up here, RK is absolutely blowing TA for Life out of the water on income. The TA for Life has done significantly more reclaiming for this early in the game. And the brilliant Mantis run-bys, the one thing Cybern is... Okay, there's not only one thing Cybern is good for. RK, don't yell at me. I promise, I know what I said. Speaking of RK, many of you know RK4000. He is the author of the Explosions mod that has been making the rounds of FA recently. He has informed me that version 7 is live. You need version 7.2, and that has some pretty amazing new effects. I watched a demo of it last night, and I was pretty impressed. There was some pretty cool stuff in it. Nailing that bomber, but it is going to cost him air control. And it looks like map control is not looking too healthy either. There are not enough tanks to go around. And I think we can see why up here. Not enough build power, not enough factories close to home. I know it's nice to have factories out here, but as bad as I am at this map, even I realize you have to get these factories up close to home, because by the time you walk all the way out here and build factories, it is too freaking late. You've already lost the map control that is going to lose you the game. Also, power stalling doesn't help. That is a vicious case of the power stalls you've got there, even though you did shut off the air factory. doesn't look like there was a bomber involved in that power stall. Seems like just underbuilt power, and then all of a sudden you had the mass and then no power. So everything just kind of bombed out from there. Never a good thing. Luckily, TA's ACU is not upgraded yet. And it is 10 minutes, but looks like he is still operating on a T1 non-gun commander. This looks like an all or nothing gambit. That was not a good idea either. There's a point defense here for one thing, and for another thing, you had finally gotten enough units to actually contest map control. Not sure diving directly into the commander was the best of ideas. Also, still power stalling. And no power storage. He does have chickens up, which are going to eat your mantis for breakfast, and there's no overcharge to deal with them. 0 T1 artillery too, so there's no way to deal with those point defenses. So just a couple of slight oversights there. No, don't overflow mass! No! I just died a little inside. RK, I am disappointed. I am very disappointed. But I suppose it cannot be helped. Not enough build power. I think that is the running theme of this game. Not nearly enough build power. Needed another 3 or 4 T1 land factories, and I think a lot of the problems that you're experiencing at the moment would not exist. And there is the fire beetle drop, and RK manages to nab those, so that is going to be a failed attempt. Nice try though. I know we all expect it from RK, but still it's always funny when it happens. Going in for that fire beetle kill. A note for everyone watching this. If RK ever pops up in your ladder window, build a power storage. It will pay for itself later on. Just build it. Don't neglect it. Just build it. You'll need the overcharge to overcharge that pesky transport full of fire beetles. And no good intel either. That is a problem. I see that you do have this T1 radar in the back here, and that is a whole lot better than nothing. But you do have radar over there. Nice. And over here. That was better than I initially thought. It is strictly the massive power stalling that leads me to believe that you have no intel, because radars don't work when you don't have power. But I think you knew that. 16 minutes to have push for T3. That is going to be loyalists on the field, going to try and eat up some of those tanks and whatnot. Guncom diving into combat, and finally have the power storage online, so overcharge is accessible. Although when you dive to one side with 100% of your units, that never bodes well for the other sides. Drop. Chickens coming crashing down onto your proxy base, and no good. Those were probably engineers. They are probably going to start land spam up behind your lines, and that is not going to be pretty at all. Those were decoys. Epic. I love it when that happens. People thinking outside the box. And the Guncom is going to take a dive inwards. Scouts coming over to try and find that pesky ACU. I don't think RK is going to be able to pull this one off. The ACU is safe back here. Although RK is doing a surprisingly good amount of damage. That is impressive. Although the power situation is fairly critical. Trying to get a T2 gen online, I would get more engineers on that thing because that is going to be critical to your survival. There it is. Overcharge is back online. And it looks like TA for Life has also gone Guncom. And RK is down. 17,000 reclaim for TA for Life. Holy cow. That is why he had the overwhelming number of units. RK, I think that lack of early production killed you. That is my opinion, lowly though it be. Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for this cast and for Open Palms for a while. I have done several Open Palms the last couple of days. Please do not send me any more for at least a week. Alright, I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.